Oop. Hey, how you doing?
All right. How about you?
Uh-oh. Why am I here myself? Uh-oh. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's better. One of my other microphones was working, which means I get secondary feedback. I'm listening to South Park. That's why I put the earbuds in. Oh my god, the Jennifer Lopez episode. Too much.
With the Handifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. So we're going to start bag 3. Yeah, it looks like we're going to do new bricks next Sunday. Dan will have stuff, and they'll give him and me time to get ready, and I didn't have to rush this way. Oh, that's okay. And by then, I should have something else. So that'll be good. I didn't want to rush it anyway.
I got the Fender Stratocaster yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that the picture. So did you get that from Lego or from somebody else?
Target
Target.
delivery.
So do you have like a Target credit card? Or are you getting points? Like, why buy from Target and not Lego? What?
Target has the better exclusives around here.
Really? Oh, okay.
Better Lego selection
Okay.
than Walmart.
Really? Wow, that's surprising. I mean, locally, Lego store still has the best selection on Lego, although they don't. Locally here, anyway, in Canada, they won't put stuff on the shelf early, unfortunately, even though they've got it in the back usually. Um, yeah, it's very rare that you'll see a store beat the street date that the website will say. But we have plenty of other stores in Canada that will beat it.
How was your day?
Actually, I had a really good day. Hey, Ryan. Ryan had a pretty cool stream. So did JB yesterday. They both did great. Yeah, my day was good. Actually, it ended in a weird way. So my work day was fine. I was driving home, and I'm waiting 2 major intersections away from where I live, because I live off of a major street here, and I'm waiting. I can hear ambulance coming on the cross street. So it's okay. Well, I'm at a red light anyway, no big deal. And so it's 2 lanes going my way, and I'm in the slower of the 2 lanes waiting. And then there's actually another lane. It's a turn only lane. It's also a bus lane. And the first car pulls beside me, as he should, and stops halfway when he sees, oh, there's an ambulance. So that's good. He stays out of the way of the oncoming traffic. Dum-dum behind me drives behind me, then to my right, pulls up beside me, then drives back in front of me to make a super wide illegal turn around that stopped car that's 45 degrees around that turn. Bang, right into the ambulance. Could he not see and hear the same ambulance that I was watching for 30 seconds? Normally, I hang around for this stuff, either to give information or to give my point of view or even to give my camera footage or whatever. But I had such a migraine, I couldn't even be in that car. I really had to get out of my car. So it's like, oh, well, it's very clear he's screwed because both the ambulance and his vehicle were not drivable. He's not going anywhere. And there's not one thing he's going to be able to say that's going to get him out of it. He made an illegal turn. He shouldn't have even proceeded. In every way, he is just so messed up.
That is supposed to be legal.
In our city, we take it really. It's a really big deal. You screw around with the fire department or the ambulance or the police when they're got their sirens on. If you impede them, like they don't necessarily even have to get you right away. They'll get you later because it's all those vehicles got recorders now, right? So if you slow down a fire truck, you might get $1,000 fine or something, and you can't even. You're not even allowed to dispute it. Like you're just screwed if you're caught with it.
Plus, he's gonna pay for that damages and all that.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, and he's totally at fault and all that. And there's nothing he's going to be able to say. Oh, the ambulance was going too fast. No, the ambulance was not going too fast, but the ambulance, had already managed to get the right of way, was going, and this guy just. And then, I mean, between the two, neither of them was going. Well, I mean, it won't mean the same thing to you. For us, say 35 to 45 kilometers. So probably, let's say, I'm trying to figure out what your highway speed is. Probably 20 miles an hour or something, right? Not fast, but Jesus. Wow, what a dummy. And I just couldn't believe that he was that aggressive that he had to go around me, then go in front of me while I'm waiting. And like, he's lucky he didn't tap me. Oh, Ryan was saying he did another one and finished the gauntlet today. Oh, so you didn't finish it last night. Okay, cool. Actually, that was a big build. To do that all in one sitting wouldn't be fun. What kind of weird ass piece? Look at that. Huh. What?
First time seeing that piece?
Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing that. That's something else. I mean, I'm looking at it and trying to figure out its uses. It's weird. Like, what can you do with that? Other than wow, you could put string in there, but I don't see why you would bother. Like, what an odd piece. Huh. I'll have to look that piece up and see what other sets it's in so I could get a better idea of what they've used it for. Because I'm looking at it and it's like, okay. Oh, geez, I've got a whole bunch of them, eh? Interesting.
Tomorrow, my other two speed champions should be coming in.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
So you decide you're getting everything?
I still need to get the Pagani.
And so you want to? Like you are? You intend to?
Yep.
Yeah.
Might as well if I get.
Wow. I still can't figure. Huh. Because I'm looking at it and it's like, right now I'm not seeing a particular shape that's super interesting here, or unique looking to use that piece. Hey, I like unique pieces, but not quite getting it. Where's my mic? Why is it so far away? There we go. Another 2x6 and some tan. I don't even know what these are. I guess I can call them brackets. Oh my God, he's going to teach Butters how to make semen come out. What the hell? Oh my God. How do I not remember this? I mean, this is my third go around. What the hell? Now my readers, nothing's happening.
I remember the episode where they parody Lord.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, Dan.
I am Lord, la 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 la. I am Lord, la la la. I am Lord.
Hey, Noah. Eileen's around. I need to connect with Dan. Can't get a piece together on the birdhouse. Oh? That sounds odd, Eileen. You've probably built more Lego than a lot of the people in the chat.
You gonna watch the South Park movie too?
What's South? When? Is there a new one?
No, the old one.
Oh, I'm not watching. I mean, it was okay. The series itself is what's hilarious. Especially when I remember some of the times when some of these things were relevant. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay. 1x6.
Well, I got a kick out of it where Satan and Saddam.
Oh, all that stuff with Satan Saddam is just ridiculous.
I know Iraq was like Arab Canada.
Say that again?
Iraq was Arab Canada.
Yeah. I like when Saddam was in heaven. That was something else. We got to bomb heaven. Take out Saddam. Like, what the hell? This stream until I mean, it could be an hour, could be two, and beyond that, I have no idea. Just building and chatting. Come on, there's one more of those grills. Is that it? Yep.
I remember where the gang wrote a book and they gave all the credit to Butters to not to get in trouble.
Oh, why was it a bad book?
It's like they read The Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, okay.
They said, "Oh, there better be a lot of cursing. Oh, there gotta be a lot of hey stuff," and there was not.
Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm still scratching my head like why. I guess it kind of looks like it could be part of an engine setup, but it's like I'm trying to figure out what those pieces were originally for. And the only thing I can think of is to run the pneumatic tubes through it, but it's like that doesn't really make sense. Because those are rigid pieces in there. Yeah, those are rigid.
You got yourself a project after the stream.
Yeah, I'm going to figure out where these pieces have been used before. I'm going to look them up on Bricklink, look at the other sets, and then even if I got to download those instructions to take a look at them, I'm going to figure that out. All right, well, that's in now. Whoa. Wait, who's asking for a wrench? Oh, that's automatic, no wrench. I'm sorry. That's the oldest rule in the book. Yeah, Ryan's got it right. Those who want it the most are going to get it the least.
I remember the episode of South Park where South Park becomes Jersey Shore.
Oh God, I don't recall that. That's going to be wicked. That must be later seasons. Good. Something to look forward to. I don't
You,
recall that at all. Because
like,
I didn't watch all the seasons and all the spin-offs of Jersey Shore, but I definitely watched a lot of it. Um, actually, I just watched, what was I watching? Vacation? Not that, actually, I didn't find that particularly great, but it was interesting to see them after all these years. Because for me, it's been a bunch of years.
the guys like Randy and Butters' dad walked into his restaurant, said, "Oh, what's that noise?" And they walked in the freezer, said, "Oh, what is that thing?" Oh, they said, "Oh, that's a Snooky."
Oh, God. Yeah, don't spoil any more for me. I want to be able to enjoy it when I trip over it. Shazam, Noah.
I remember that this episode where Barbara Streisand becomes Mecha Godzilla.
Mechazilla. Yep. Yeah. And I'm sitting there giggling. My wife goes, "What's so funny?" I go, "Well, look, they put her face up there 4 times. The entire show, her face is on the screen. They're just ripping on her the whole episode." I know after that episode aired, people started to ask her when she was out and about, like, "What did you think of that episode?" And she didn't have a clue at first, right?
Nope.
I'm sure eventually she got edumacated. Okay, what's this say? They put a little note here. A special convertible Camaro Z11 served as the official Indianapolis 500 pace car in 1969. Ah, cool. Nice, hard to read type. Well, it's white on the gray and it's nice, small, probably 9 point or 7 point font. Yeah, Lego didn't have a clue.
I remember Cartman did this elaborate revenge prank on Scott Tenorman.
Yeah, no, I just watched that. I guess I was probably 12 or 15 episodes back. That was definitely something. And then they only mention it in passing in 1 or 2 other episodes. Like 1 or 2 episodes later, they mention it like, "Careful, Cartman will make you eat your parents," or something like that, or "He will kill your parents." And the brilliant thing is he didn't kill the parents, but he's definitely guilty of conspiracy because he laid out this a very elaborate plan that resulted in that kid's parents dying. And then all Cartman's really guilty of is probably an indignity to a human body. I'm pretty sure you got that charge in the States. We do up here. But yeah, serving up his parents in the what was it, the chili?
Yep.
Yeah, that was something.
He just
Let's
wanted his
see.
$20 back.
Yeah, just for the $20. Actually, and he ended up like getting more out of him than 20. Because I remember, I think he got an extra 16 out of Cartman when they were playing that whole giving the change back and forth, and he ended up swindling even more money out of him, I think. Oh, and then he ended up burning the money right in front of him. Let's see here. Favorite Lego set of all time? Ooh. Favorite of all time. It's going to be one of the 2 UCS Falcons. Probably the first one because you had to build that cockpit out of Lego parts. I know a lot of people like the newer one better because it had a nice cockpit piece, but the original was cool because it was brick built. And it was probably my second or third UCS set that I ever bought. So that's also special for me. And at the time I bought it, some people were paying enough to pay for a small car. Like the original inbox new at the time that I acquired, some people were paying 15,000 for it, which was ridiculous money. I mean, I was recommending people go buy a cheap copy. The only problem is at that time, the copies were actually not good. The copy of that set, which was Lepin or Lely, they were both putting them out there, and they were both horrible copies. They were not good. I mean, you still got the experience, but it wasn't a really good experience. But I mean, those are both pricey sets. There's other sets I definitely really think for, like the Command Base. It's either Command Base or Echo Base One. I can't remember, from classic Lego system. So it's Space Lego. Had 2 large base plates. People have watched me build it about 3 years ago when I bought it again after not having it for about 35, 40 years. Only about 200 or 300 pieces, but that's probably in my top 5, just because classic space Lego is what I built in the late 70s, early 80s. And I always remember that stuff pretty fondly.
What else you been watching?
We watched The Gray Man on Netflix. Don't ask me who the star is, but good movie. If you like the constant action of, say, one of the John Wick movies, then you'll like Gray Man. Same kind of action pace for the violence and shooting, and it was actually better than I thought it would be. I've been trying to watch it for months, but last night it's like, okay, what am I going to watch? Because I didn't know if I was going to stream again or whatever, but it's like, you know what? I'm going to watch a movie and chill. I'm not racing to get all these cars done. If I can get, like, this car, if I can get it done in 2 streams, I get it done in 2. If I get it done in 9, I get it done in 9. Okay, so that's a great question, Ryan. So what I'm going to do for you, check this out here. It's actually a web page. It's the app itself is called Photopia, but it's a website, and it's free to use. There's 3 ads that'll show up on one side, but as you can see from my thumbnails, awesome stuff, right? But what I want you to do, since you're interested in thumbnails and how I do what I do, watch this here. Let me take a look at, let's see if I can find post the link. I want you to watch this stream. It's about 40 minutes. Watch it whenever you want, but I'm going to give you a link. And okay, here we go. Where is the copy that? Because this answers my overlays, backgrounds, and thumbnails. It actually, and what was beauty about this was I ended up creating a stream on how I create a stream and all my work that I put into it. Now, it seems long because I'm explaining everything, but that whole process I can do in 2-3 minutes for almost anything I do now, like for the Camaro, for whatever. So what I'm going to do first is, well, actually, it's easier if I just fire up the YouTube, so I can paste that link. Live, current stream. Where's the chat? And now, yes, so that link works. I just tested it. There you go. I got an 18-year-old, and she did until she was about 14. and then she gave it up, and then I put all of her stuff in a couple of file boxes, and she doesn't do bricks anymore. My wife does, but my daughter no longer does. She outgrew it, which is, when you start hitting that age, if you were playing with the bricks when you were younger, you tend to stop playing within your teenage years because you grow up and you do other things, and you guys have a lot more distractions now and other cool stuff, the video games and everything else to do. But I'm going to keep it put away. Whoa, dude, what's up? What's that? Sounds like you're driving through a tunnel there.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
But yeah, Ryan, check that out. And anyone else who's streaming and stuff, that'll show you how I make my thumbnails, how I make my backgrounds. Because you'll notice, like, even from my thumbnail for this stream, you'll see, like, you kind of see the background there. It's a lift from my thumbnail. It's just a way of theming and branding stuff. You'll even see how I do my overlay. Yeah, you take it easy, Ryan. But yeah, check out that link, okay? And we'll talk more about it later. And the nice thing is that software is free, so it's not hard to use. You see how I work with it during the stream, or during the production of that particular stream, how I use the layers. I think that thumbnail ended up having like 10 layers, 15 layers, not much. But you could make it as complicated or as easy as you want. And the nice thing about anything you do with layers, you save the base file. You open it up next time for your next project. You only edit the one or two things that change, and you don't have to redo everything else. And it's just beautiful. I call it workflow. It's a way to automate stuff to save yourself a lot of grief. That's why, like, you look at my thumbnails now and you're seeing the common font and the Lego logo and largely the same place, and everything I'm doing is just like, once I figure out what I like, then I'll leave it alone. If I'm still tweaking, then you'll see things move a lot.
I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow.
What am I doing tomorrow?
What
Working.
I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
Well, you have an interview tomorrow, don't you?
Besides that,
Because you said Buddy pushed you off. He was busy or whatever, right?
besides that,
Besides that, I got no idea. Well, probably building the guitar.
I've already built that.
Oh, you built that. I don't have a clue then. Let's see. Just two. So you're going to tell us what you're up to?
Today was nothing. And yesterday went to work. I made but he was busy. Went to Walmart. Got some lunch there. Ordered me that Fender Stratocaster set. Built that. And I just relaxed.
Wow, you're really, really skippy tonight. Really hard to follow what you're saying. One, two. Should be two more of those. Three,
So,
4.
been doing all day besides all that?
Sorry?
What you been doing all night besides that?
Well, worked until 4:30, got home around 5:30. I had witnessed that accident, probably around 5:25 because I was only minutes from home. Ate dinner. Um, Started jumping around the streaming services. Plus, I was texting back and forth with Dan. We were trying to figure out our plans for new bricks. And since he was the first to commit, I asked him what would work for him. And we both figured it'd be better if we did it next Sunday. And let's see, I want to make this bird tree to fly. I'm not liking the build. Uh-oh. The bird tree. Which set is that, Eileen?
You mean the birdhouse?
Oh, the new birdhouse? Oh. Yeah, we don't have that yet. Not sure why. I'm pretty sure wifey wanted that one. So I don't get to build a lot of those sets. Wifey claims them, and if she claims them, well, that's pretty much where they stay. And I tend to not to buy extra sets for the collection. Flips are one thing. Lego and Mega sets, mostly Lego. I'll buy lots if I think there's flip value in it now or in the future.
You know, rumors Lego's gonna release another UCS X-wing.
Yeah, I mean, Mandar was the first one I heard say it. I think Promo Bricks in Europe said it too. I have the first one. I have the second one. Second one was amazing. I'm not sure how they can improve on it. I think it's great for builders who didn't get it. It's like 9 or 10 years old, the last one. So it's probably a little pricey for people to buy. So this is great for builders. Even if they release the same one, they could re-release it plus or minus a piece. It'd be a good experience. I would hope there's improvements to it, or at least some new usage for parts or something. I'm pretty much a sucker for the UCS sets. So if I don't buy it day one, I'll buy it within, the first 6 months to a year. Since I don't build any of the UCS sets right away, like I can't remember the last time I built a UCS set on my streams. Like it's been a long time. It's been a long ass time since I built a UCS set. But I do enjoy buying them, collecting them, putting them overhead. I get a real kick out of having Lego over my head. If there's ever an earthquake, we all know how I'm going to die.
You'll die. You die with a smile on your face.
I'm going to die with a smile and a concussion. Home Alone, R2D2, the Snow Speeder, the A-Wing, the Land Speeder, and I don't know what the hell that one is. Oh, that one's like a cruiser or something. Yeah, because it's got Captain Antilles. So that's like the cruiser.
The Tantive.
There you go. That's what it is. And that's just those ones over my head. And I can see the one little corner that's stupid at. Although I still intend to build that this year. I got 5 or 6 of those figure packs. So I'll whatever figures are in there, plus these 5 or 6 packs, I'll have lots of figures to put in the chairs. Well, no, it isn't that fragile, but yeah, a good earthquake would definitely mess me up. Oh, you touch it, it falls apart. You're talking about the birdhouse, the bird tree. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, she's talking about my setup. No, my setup's a little bit tougher than that. But yeah, I don't like super fragile stuff. Like, when I built that blue car, that vintage car, it's real disappointing that Lego Ideas kind of crapped on the original idea that was submitted by that mock designer, because the way he used the surfboard was better. And the way Lego put it, it just doesn't look right. But that part in and of itself is problematic because it doesn't actually have very good clutch. Period. So it's actually not a great building piece. It looks good. It just makes for a lousy toy. Okay, so it's not that 1x4. There must be another 1x4. Is it light gray, dark gray? Okay, so it must be dark gray then. See, this is bad. Gray paper, gray pieces in 2 different shades. Lego needs to do better. So if I flip this, I love this episode. This is one where the Native Americans are buying up all the land in South Park. Oh my God. That's just funny.
It's where the Native Americans gave South Park.
Yep. They're buying it all up.
Here, have these blankets. Mm.
Yeah. No, that I see. I love it. We live here. Our parents lived here. Our grandparents live here. Your way of life is about to change, little boy. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. But that's the beauty of the writing. Like, wife doesn't understand. It's like, no, it's timely.
South Park can trigger woke NPCs.
Say that again?
Woke South Park knows how to trigger those woke NPCs.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's if they haven't triggered someone in an episode, it wasn't good writing. That's what you. Yeah, if they didn't trigger someone, then it's a softball. Come on, there we go.
I remember Stan hit Stan Cartman Kenny and Kyle went to see Indiana Jones. I don't know where George Lucas and Steven Spielberg popped up on the screen.
Oh, hang on a second. Here, I've got to. I'm going to pause this so I can hear Eileen. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good.
Eileen.
I'm
Greg, Eileen, Greg.
Hi, Greg. That's my partner's name.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I have to get away before I throw through the window.
So you're not liking this build at all?
No.
Oh.
And it's a lot of browns, and you know how bad that is when you're building with the book, and it's brown on brown or brown on black.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're not well outlined, and that's where sometimes those other companies do a better job. And it's funny that Lego hasn't figured some of this out. But like this book is frustrating me. I don't have a vision problem, but I'm smart enough to know that gray parts on this gray paper, this is not a high contrast at all. This is not that easy. If I had any vision problems, I would probably use the computer and then screw with the contrast. But even that would be hard because it actually changes all the colors too.
Well, basically, they want the adults doing it. The adults are now having eye problems.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're the ones spending the big bucks on the huge sets. We're not giving them to the little kids. And one of my friends, they bought some. It was the Spider-Man set, the Daily Bugle. That's like $400, $500, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The kid is a Spider-Man fan. Honestly, you know what the kid did? He just went and grabbed most of the figures out of the bags. He started building and he just couldn't be bothered. It was just too big, too monstrous a thing. Old enough to do it, just can't be bothered. And
Where am I going?
yeah, when the sets are that big, I think it's not right for.
That's my problem. There's a gap, and in the picture, there's no gap.
Let me see.
Okay, I'm using my phone, so it's a little harder. But yeah, see, there's a gap there on the branch.
Okay.
There's not supposed to be. And I pushed and shoved. I changed pieces out. I can't get this to close the gap. That's why I said I wanted Dan to come. If he's in the Victoria Park area.
You'll have to send me a picture of it.
I did.
Of the instruct. No, but of the.
The instructions. Okay, I'll do that later.
Yeah, later. Yeah, the set number, and I'll look up the instruction even, just so I could. You'd show me the one you're at, so I can visualize it.
Like it looks like it just slides on, and I did what the instructions said. But yeah, it just didn't do it.
Hey, there's also a possibility you've got a bad part. It happens.
Yeah, but I changed different parts. Like there's about 5 of them, and it doesn't go. It looks like it should be a shorter rod, but they're all the same size.
Okay.
So frustration. I'm walking away tonight. I know better. So what are you getting March 1st?
I don't know. Could be some cars, maybe one helmet. I'm not a big fan of the new helmets, actually. The whole helmet craze, like I bought, I have all the original Star Wars helmets plus the 2 rare ones. And I've got the 2 Batmans, the one I built and one I haven't built yet. I'm kind of done with the helmets. It's got to be pretty cool. I mean, that Princess Leia one, the Bouche one, that's unique looking. It's still not as good as the Chinese one I tried to order. I don't know. I'm tempted. I don't know if I want to spend the money to buy both. It might be cool to do them and just to say, hey, look, this is Legos and this is the one that came out 8 months before Legos. What do you guys think? Hey, thanks, Ryan.
I'm probably going to get a Speed Champion Pagani.
There you go. See, Ryan was on Twitch. See, there's his little icon.
Probably going to get the Speed Champion Pagani on the 1st.
I'm going whimsical. I want that parrot looks fantastic.
Yes, that
and the unicorn.
I don't know if I'll get the unicorn, but that parrot I need that parrot. I want that parrot.
They've got it in Australia already.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I thought now I want the parrot and the unicorn. But I got to start spending because I got to spend big bucks once I go out west.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard, but it's like, so we just bought a new car.
I heard that.
This is that I can't believe we were so. I mean, I feel dumb. I really do, because I mean, we literally got to wait 6 to 9 months for this thing, and I hate when it shows up. I'm going to be so happy, but here's the thing: if I don't commit to it now, I mean, I don't know when the economy turns around. I don't know when manufacturing turns around. So if I don't get in line for this car now, when? And it's like, I mean, I could go longer. There's nothing wrong with my car, but I do tend to like, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, in that range, usually 4 to 7, then I want a new car. And it's like, okay, well, nothing wrong with my 2018, but it's like, kind of want a new one, and we chose red, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, my favorite color.
Yeah. That'll be the first red one for us because we had the 2001 in silver Corolla. We had the 2005 Corolla in blue or cobalt blue or whatever they called their blue.
Okay.
Let's see. The 2010 Matrix was white. The Sienna van, I can't even remember what color it was. We didn't have that long. And then 2015 RAV4, that was white. And then my 2018 RAV4 is, I call it the Purple People Mover. It's black currant, but it's purple in most sunlight and stuff. It really looks cool. Actually, the color is kind of nice because it is different, but at certain times of days it looks brown, and if there's not a lot of light, then it of course looks kind of black. But
Well, you're lucky. My brother, just after the COVID lifted, they went to go buy a car, and it was one of the hybrids, right?
well, that's what we
18
wanted.
months.
Yeah,
18
that's what we
months.
wanted. We went in there, and my mindset was, okay, we still wanted RAV4, but let's think hybrid. And they go, Mr. Martin, we could absolutely accommodate you, but you're going to be waiting 18 to 24 months. I go, oh my God.
Yeah, and that's when my brother said, "Oh, forget that idea." And they had to have the conversion thing, and they're out in the sticks. They're out near Warrenton, and so yeah, it would
Ooh.
cost even more to get the station built at their house.
Oh, the Charger. Hey,
Yeah,
it's Big Nate. Shazam.
and they
Hello, how are you?
surviving.
Yeah, we're all doing pretty good tonight. So you do know the intention for New Bricks. We're going to do it next Sunday, probably 8 p.m. Eastern.
Next Sunday, if I'm back to work, then I'll be on night shift next week.
Yeah,
So
I mean, anyway, that's what we're trying to pull off. I don't know. We're playing it by ear, but we definitely want some time to plan it out. I mean, it was kind of a rush idea, and I didn't like it, and I know Dan's more comfortable if we wait. So he just hadn't confirmed a time. So we're shooting for next Sunday. But I'm building
no,
almost every night anyway, even if it's just one bag.
I get you.
It's either that or I eat or something, because that's the thing. If I don't build, I'll go sit on the couch and then I'm going to eat while I'm watching TV. So I can't really eat while I'm in front of because that's rude. I feel bad not
Right.
drinking because I know the microphone picks everything up. Because I'll listen back to this. I'll listen to streams back sometimes. It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of not cool, but oh well. I'm a human being. I got to eat too. So how's your day going?
It was all right. I took the chat. I took the kids to our bricks and minifig store and got a
See,
big
that's
bag of
reason
parts
enough for
myself.
me to go down there is to hit one of these stores because all you guys are always talking about that store.
Oh yeah, any secondhand Lego store, especially when you can pick your own parts off the tables, they're worth every dollar. So yeah, three of us. No, all four of us got Legos. Two of my kids bought a set, and then me and Marcia picked a bag each. Then we went to a card collectible store, like a trading card store next door.
Oh,
And my
that
son got
could be
some
bad news
Pokemon
too.
cards.
Oh, what did he get?
Some of the new Pokemon cards.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And then I took a look through. They got a lot of collectibles there also. One of the guys there does a lot of toys, so he's got a little vintage Star Wars and Hot Wheels and TMNT.
Okay.
Transformers. So I like, I was like, hey, you take your time. I'm gonna wander up and down these back aisles and have no problem taking my time looking around the store. So
I tell you, actually, if I was in your neck of the woods, that sounds like it'd be an expensive trip. Hey, David.
yeah,
Shazam. Yeah, we're working on the car.
moderation and teaching yourself you don't have to buy everything.
Well, yeah, and each year I try and get a little better. And this year, hey, I'm already been a whole lot better than I was last year. But then at this time last year, it was the AT-ATs, right? And me
Right.
buying a whole bunch of those so I could get all the stupid gifts. And it's not like I didn't want the AT-ATs. I got my own plus the extras, but I was basically hoarding, what was it, the lightsaber gift with purchases, I think. And then that became super hot because anytime you can get a gift with purchase that's unique to an expensive set, now you got something that's kind of like instant gold, right?
Right.
If it's a gift with purchase that's just tied to spend $100 or $200 or $300, any one of us collectors, you can do that easy. Lego's expensive, but if you tie to one expensive set, you really got to want that stupid set, right? AT-ATs, okay, I wanted that. That's great. But, I still don't have an Eiffel Tower. But I do, by the way, I do have the apartment gift with purchase, though. I did a
All
trade
right.
with a buddy, and I figured, you know what? That's a unique gift with purchase that was tied to that expensive purchase. So it's like, yeah, why not? I'll get that, and maybe I will get the Eiffel Tower someday for me. I have one, but I didn't buy it, and then Lego wouldn't give the apartment at the time. They said we didn't have any more, which I didn't believe, but that's a whole other thing I'm fighting them on. But I have one for flips. I don't have one for me, and because I don't know how can I build a 5 foot tall set, and where am I going to put it? I mean, for me, it seems almost ridiculous, but
Yeah, they had the Eiffel Tower today that bricks minifigs, and my son was like, "That thing is like literally as tall as me."
yeah, I
I was
mean,
like, "Yeah."
which for the kids is amazing. Like, if they've got it on a table, then it's even bigger. But if they put it on the floor and your kids walk up to it and you're still looking up at it, that's amazing.
Right.
You go get the Titanic.
It's kind of the same problem, but the Titanic, at least I could put in my cabinets, but not as one big boat. I'd have to break it up, two pieces in, here and one piece somewhere else. I don't know. Or change the orientation, put it upright as if it's sinking or something, like it cracked and going down. I'm actually far more likely to get the Titanic than I am the Eiffel Tower, period, just because I'm generally interested in the Titanic. A lot of people think it's a boring build just because, like, if you look at it, it's very monotonous going all the way across it, but the epic scale of it alone is almost worth it for me.
Yeah, even if it is a micro build.
Yeah, well, yeah. And they put some neat little Easter eggs in it and stuff, but
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of really good detail. Like every floor of every section of that thing has detail in it.
yeah.
You don't see 90% of the build.
It's just that now that we're moving into these what I call epic scale kind of builds, Eiffel Tower, Titanic, it's like, now where do we stop? Because now they know people will pay for it. They're both more or less successful. So it's like,
Right.
so what's next? A major government building, maybe. How about London Tower, done in an epic? I mean, there's really no limit.
A 15,000 piece deck.
Well, that's not outrageous anymore, right? I mean, 5 or 10 years ago, we would have said, yeah, that's crazy. Anything over 4,000 pieces, but we've had so many sets now over 4,000 pieces. These are not outrageous ideas. And I don't have a problem paying for a big set. Like, now it's like, okay, the money isn't the problem. It's what to do with it, where to put it. Even if I build a Titanic, my desk here is 66 inches long. The Titanic, I think, was 54 inches. Where am I going to put
May
my
not fit.
cameras? I'm going to put my cameras on the other side of the living room, aim it into the studio so I can show this thing off. I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's these weird, first world problems. Like, oh, boo hoo, you can afford a set, you don't know what to do with it. You're like, I mean, yeah, it sounds like a real a-hole complaint to make, but it's like, yeah, I mean, at least when I built the UCS Millennium Falcon, I could build it. I had room for it. I even I use that Efferman stand so I could stand it up like this and put it in my display cabinet. And I had it there for 2 years. But yeah, those two epic builds, I just don't know what to do. Hell, it's the same problem I had with that Death Star destroyer. I got it buried up here. I don't know when I'm ever going to build it, but because it's Star Wars, that gets a pass, right? I'm willing to sit on crap and never build it if it's Star Wars, but it's harder for me for these other themes to justify it. I'll probably find an excuse though. I mean, both those sets are just like so epic. It's like, and I get the questions all the time from people. Oh, you're the Lego guy and you do this and that. And yeah. And even my friends at work, though, oh, I've heard about this set and do you have it? And I go, no. And it's like, it's rare for me to say no to something big, but it's like, yeah, I don't have these things. It would almost be easier on me socially to say yes and get it. But that's a dumb reason to buy anything. Peer pressure. I mean, I peer pressured into buying the Eiffel Tower set. But it's not like I haven't been peer pressured. Dan made me get the well, he didn't make me. Was it the the Cybertruck? The first Cybertruck set I bought. And now it's like, dude, I've got 7 of them now, which is ridiculous. Most people shouldn't have one, and I got 7 of those stupid sets. I am going to build the one soon, though. We'll build it as part of this car thing. But yeah, he was on one of my streams. We were talking and yapping. We're up late, and he was just kind of peer pressuring me, and it's like, all right, click,
How old are you, Brad?
Yeah, I know, right?
Give me a break. Don't blame Dan.
Oh, I'm not blaming Dan. It was the best. It was a great deal because when him and me, and we both ordered it within 10 minutes of each other. We ordered it, and it got more expensive before it arrived. It was the best deal ever. We loved it. So not only did we get a deal on it, but then it became more expensive to the rest of the world right afterwards. It's like, that was the smartest move we ever did. And then what did I do? I kept buying it as better deals came along. So now I'm sitting on a bunch of them. But that's going to be a very slow one. That's going to have to sit for 3 to 5 years before I see any real value in it. Like that's a brutal one. Because it's not like it's got a big market. You're literally talking about people who are Tesla geeks or truck geeks or whatever. This is not going to be a big market for me. I'll have to wait a long time before I see any real profit. But they can sit in storage.
What company do you use for storage, Rick?
I use a couple of them, Diamond, Access, and there's another one. I don't know the name of the third one now. I'm using another one now because they're a little cheaper.
Well, if you remember, let me know. Because I think I'm going to have to put my Lego into storage. It's gotten out of hand.
So I don't know if you've seen the totes I use, like the 50-liter totes, because they're good size, not too big, not too small. If you get a 50 square foot storage unit, depending on where you get it from, it could be 50 a month, it could be up to 100 a month. But a 50 square foot unit, now because mine are dense and very heavy with the torn down sets, they're not box sets, they're torn down. The particular one I'm talking about, where I'm referencing these totes, you can do them 4 high, maybe 5 high, which would put them about my shoulder height. I'm 6 feet tall. If you do them any higher than that, you'll probably damage any bricks or the bins themselves. It's just too heavy.
Yeah.
But you can do like 4 or 5 across and usually 6 deep, and you could do the math 5 high, and that's how many totes. So you probably don't have that many totes, but that gives you an idea what 50 square feet would do just for those. And of course, you can put other things in that storage unit. It doesn't have to be just the toys.
Yeah.
But I mean, 50 might be excessive. You can get smaller units. You can get 25 square foot, but I find they're weird shaped units. And not as easy to come by, I find, either, if you need smaller than 50. I find they're harder to come by.
Yeah.
But they're good because they're environmentally controlled. Almost all of them out there. So you're not dealing with changes in hot and cold. So your bricks are safe that way, or anything you're gonna put in there is safe that way. Most of these facilities are very clean now, well lit, or the lights come on when you walk through them, but it's lit enough for you. Cameras everywhere. Just put 2 or 3 locks on it, and that's all you can really do. There's not a lock you can buy that'll stop someone who really, really wants to get into it. But you find that most of these facilities, between the camera security, they're on and off actual walking security. Some of them will have guards walking around and stuff. The ease of access and carts, like you pull up with your car and you can drive, like some of these, you can drive into a loading base, you're out of the weather, and then you could offload your car, use their carts to move it up and down to your unit. Like, it's definitely gotten better in the last 10 years, these storage facilities. And per square foot, like, it'd be great to, have another 1,000 feet in a house, or, have a much larger apartment or something. But in Toronto, that's stupid money. And I can have another 4 or 6 storage units and still not pay as much as a small mortgage, right? So,
Yeah.
and and it works for me. It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for me. And plus, you don't have to like trip over the stuff all the time. I don't have to always be
Yeah,
looking at it.
I'd like to get into some of my cupboards that I can't get into anymore. Yeah.
I mean, and I have right now 5 totes that have to go to storage. They're sitting in the hallway. We all do this to walk by it. Actually, if you go to washroom, you have to do this. And I promised my wife 1 more week max, and then I will get them out and I'll put them in the storage unit. I just want to catalog them properly. I don't want to just dump them in there, because I'll forget. I'm bad like that.
Yeah, but I think I got like maybe 7 totes right now, and yeah, and then I'm trying to get rid of the girls' stuff, and yeah, I need some space.
So, yeah, if you got like 7 totes and you got some other stuff, 50 might be pretty excessive. The nice thing is you can go and ask to take a look, and they'll show you what a unit looks like. Most of these places are really nice. Their hours are pretty decent. Some of these units you can access 24/7, but the office hours where you can get someone to help you out, give you a tour, that would be limited, probably reasonable hours, like 9 in the morning to probably 6 in the evening kind of thing. But and also a lot of these places have all the supplies you'll ever need for boxes, moving, whatever. So that's a great feature of some of these places. Some of them will even help you do it. Like, they'll even offer you contractors to help you move and do all that. So that's always something you can keep in the back of your head. Like, I don't have to do this alone. Or because friends and family are the first ones to screw you when you need to move, right?
No, my son would throw all my Lego out if he had his way.
Oh, if he had his way, he would just throw it
partner-
out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, along with my partner. My partner hates it because he's so CD. So yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, but it better all be there when I get back from out west, or he'll be up the streets.
Yeah, I'll be reading about him in the Toronto Star or the Sun or something.
I was shocked. I know the guy that pushed the last guy onto the subway tracks, and I couldn't believe it.
Oh my goodness.
I noticed that she was like 4 years old. And it just blew my mind when I saw it was him.
I am shocked to hear about these stories. I mean, people are wacko, cuckoo, whatever, mental illness, whatever. That I'm not even concerned about that, tell you the truth. I'm shocked that 10 years later, we're still talking about people being pushed onto the tracks at these big stations. What happened to them promising to give us the barriers? They said, we can't do it because of the whatever trains. Well, we got the bending trains in now, and they have the trigger systems for those trains, and they've been doing wiring work every night for 8 years. How come we still don't have a gated system? And see, what they were saying is, the gated system, for it to work, the train has to stop in the precise location. Before they couldn't do that. Now they can. Where's our gated stuff? Come on.
I saw that when I was in London.
Right. See?
And I went, whoa, what happened here? Like I'd never seen before.
I mean,
But
it's
it
ugly,
was,
but it's safer.
yeah, yeah.
No, that
So,
they I don't want to hear any more tragedies. I want them to actually do something. Let's get this thing built. I mean, I'm sick of looking at Eglinton being a TTC and a Metrolinx mess. Let's at least get something done. Let's build those barriers.
oh, I totally agree. Like, I would say 40 years ago, somebody tried to push me on the tracks. And I wouldn't go on TTC for 2 years. I would not. I wasn't that close to the edge, but the guy just pushed me.
Oh boy.
So yeah, it's a reality. Like I think the guy had a bad temper, so the other guy must have done something for him to push him. But
Yeah, but you know what? Bad temper, and there shouldn't be anything anyone could say that makes you push someone.
no, no. Well, when they catch him, he's in for a long time because this was his third strike.
Oh, yeah.
So he's in for the long haul.
Yeah, I'm not. I like the 3 strikes rule, but I still like tougher punishments. I'm all about tough punishment and this and that because this smacking on the wrist thing is for the birds. To me, prison is punishment, not. I don't believe in prison being rehabilitation because for a lot of people, they're
Pay
not.
way more.
They're not going to make use of the programs anyway. They're just going to game the system, come out, and no matter what money we spent to rehabilitate them, they're still going to be a mess. And I know it sounds like I have no faith in humanity, but it's like, well, humanity proves me right every day. So,
Well, I mean, I think they should get rid of that Young Offenders Act. That was the most frivolous one.
yeah,
My son got in trouble when that first time came out, and it had no rules. Like one thing I was supposed to be responsible for. No, you can't have him. He's responsible. The age for different things in the society were all over the place.
yeah.
Like make it like one age. So
No, I'm sick and tired of kids doing adult crimes and they get 3 years. Like what the hell?
yeah, and in those 3 years they learn a lot more about the trade.
Yeah, and they're just even more vicious and nasty and I know people say, well, that's an argument for proper rehabilitation programs. Okay, but the truth is, I've still never seen a largely successful rehabilitation program. I've heard about the money spent in different places around the world. Oh, we do this, we do that. Okay, but I'm still not really seeing the statistics or anything that really show that it's really, really good. It's great to say you have it and, oh, this is great for our population and we like it. We think it's great. But you still got crime and you still got this and you still got that going on. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Prison is supposed to be prison. It is supposed to be punishment. I remember, so there was a sheriff in the States, or a warden. I guess it'd be a warden. And I guess it was Arizona. And they ran out of space in their proper lockdown facility. So he fenced off an area of land and he put 15,000 people in tents. He got army cots donated, surplus army gear, and he put them all out in Tent City. And some of them went, boo hoo, it's hot, it's this and that. Yeah, you're being punished.
Yeah.
You couldn't be a part of society. You had your chance. Now you can go live in a tent all summer. And then and he got a lot of crap. And this was during the Geraldo era, because that's how we used to watch Geraldo a lot, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I clued into this guy. And I was going, yeah, I love this guy because he's tough on crime and everything. And then budgets were a little lean, right? And he said, well, I can either get enough guards or I can go a little cheaper on the meats and stuff. He still fed his people meat, but it's like he wasn't going to give them the top end stuff. He gives them the no frilzy, lower level than that stuff, right? And it's like, good punishment. They're not supposed to come out looking like bodybuilders and monsters and have 14 degrees of education that I can't afford being a good citizen on the outside. No. Do your time. But hey, give them jobs. Give them something so that mentally, at least they got something to do. I know we used to have them, breaking blocks and rocks down. Okay, well, give them something else. Not the license plates, because it's pretty clear prisoners can't make license plates. My license plate, you know what the front of it says? It's got 1 on it. The dealership yesterday was looking at my license plate, and they're going, Mr. Martin, we almost couldn't find your car. I go, what do you mean? We walked right by your car 3 times. We were looking for your plate. My plate's not readable. All that white paint has come off. It's a 4-year-old plate, and it's one of those plates that, from the news where all the paint has come off, and that's why they tried to come out with that new blue one, and that was a bomb. That didn't work well either. So I still have the original plate. I love it because it's like half the cameras on the planet can't read my license plate, so I just left it alone.
That means you go on the 407, right?
I actually don't go on I don't go on the 407 much, and the 407 still catches my rear plate just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but my front plate it's pretty bad. It takes a lot of abuse from the weather and stuff, and but yeah, apparently I'll be getting a new plate this year too. For some reason, there was something they mentioned, and it's like, damn. But you know what? I technically need a new one. I was just going to take white paint and then blue paint and fix the numbers on it, and
yeah,
technically illegal. But it's like, come on, look at my. But now the dealership said, you know what? They'll actually refund you. So I actually got to make a call and see if I can get either a new plate for free or get a refund or something.
No.
I deserve something because I paid for the plate. I've paid for my new permit stickers, even though you don't do stickers anymore. And it's like, fix my plate, guys. I mean, they've been making license plates for over 100 years. How do you screw up license plates to the point where, 2, 3, 5-year-old plates are all peeled?
I don't know.
It's someone screwed something up there.
Government cheapskates.
Yeah, and then some. I'm not sure who makes their plates, if it's prisoners or if it's just Thunder Bay, or because a lot of our government stuff comes from Thunder Bay.
Yeah. I'll find you again. I have a lost. I lost the phone. I can't find it. I had to plug it in. I can't find you.
Oh, well, I can hear you, but yeah, you're...
Okay, I think I got it. And then lost it again.
Well, you're doing okay. You figured it out.
I always do.
See, you turned it sideways. See, other people, they don't realize, well, you can turn it and it should change the size of the picture.
Yeah. So who do you think is going to run for our new mayor? Costing $5 million.
Yeah, at least, right? I don't know. And here's what scares me. When I hear some people say, oh, we want to reopen the budget, it's like, no. Oh, no. Leave it alone.
Well, you know what's scaring me? There's a Michael Ford out there.
Yeah.
Oh, please, no. No more Fords.
You don't want any more Fords? I tell you, if he's the nephew or whatever,
he is,
then he's probably going to get my vote.
Oh gosh.
Oh
Well,
no, I love the family, and we've known them a long time. I've gone to, the big parties, in the
yeah.
park that they've done. I've done a bunch of those. I've probably had, let's see, um, with Doug, I've probably shook his hand and talked to him 3 times. Awesome guy. Talked to his wife a few times, once. Rob, crackhead Rob, at least as many times. Like the family, like a lot of what they've done, like a lot of what they stand for. I'm not suggesting they're innocent or brilliant or anything, because clearly they all screw up plenty. But I like them. I really do.
I like a man that does what he says he's going to do, not tell you what to do and then go do what he wants to do.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we got
that's
a lot of that. When Patrick Brown got in, where's he in Brampton, right? First,
yeah,
I was shocked that he ran, and then he won. And then, the whole COVID thing. And then what did he do? Like, no one could get into the ice rink arenas to go play, but him and his buddies went to go play a catch-up game of hockey. Like, are you kidding me? And he was doing this all the time.
yeah.
Rebel News was reporting on it, and then they kicked Rebel News off.
Yeah. Well, hey, come on. Look at Doug did a few family get together when
Oh,
he
yeah.
was telling
Yeah.
everybody to stay home.
You know what? I think we've seen almost every major politician like have parties or gatherings during COVID when they were telling us, please don't do this, please don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, Tory was the only guy I really saw before COVID who was trying to keep the population calm. Like,
And he didn't even go get a haircut.
well, he
He
did.
went
Yeah,
and had
he
the
yeah he
hair,
didn't
but
go. Yeah, we didn't see him all of a sudden have brand new hairdos and stuff. Like, his
yeah,
hair was a mess and his color went to hell. But even before COVID, like, January to March of that first year, he was going into Chinatown every day, shaking hands, eating lunches, trying to show people we could still be humans. Now, of course, he was working on the information he had at the time, which really wasn't that good because, of course,
yeah.
China and WHO and everyone was lying about a lot of stuff. But he was doing what he could as mayor to lead and to
Yeah.
keep the people going. And I give him a lot of credit. So I can forgive a lot of the nonsense with Tory, just
Yeah.
because I can respect what he tried to do.
Like, you can't take away from him that he was a good mayor for Toronto.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's the thing. Until we see a proper list of candidates and what they really stand for, I don't even have an opinion right now. Like, okay, without knowing anything, I would probably vote Ford just because it tickles me to think of another Ford running the city. But
No,
realistically, I don't even think he could win, just
first.
because I think there's enough people who have whatever visions of crackhead Rob, and then watching COVID Ford premiere, seeing these two different individuals at both their heights and their low points, that maybe it is too much to ask for a third to run anything. Plus, this city, do we really want? I mean, whoever runs Toronto, I mean, we're talking the biggest and best of Canada. They gotta be the right guy for the job.
There were 63 names on the last ballot.
I don't think we'll see 63 this time, and if we do, they're going to be jokes. People, I don't believe it's going to be anything. But there's actually always a lot of people. I think the one before was like 25, but I think you still really only talk about 6 actual real options.
I know, but there was, because I did the mail-in and I'll do the mail-in again.
Okay,
There were 63 names for mayor.
that's something.
Like, should we have a cutoff or whatever? But that was just insane.
Well, and here's the thing. So you have 63. We know they'll do at least one debate, but how many are going to be on that screen? 3 to 6.
Yeah.
And anyone who's not on that screen on that debate will not be elected. That's a for sure. So I always feel bad when, oh, hey, tonight is the mayoral debate, or the English debate, or for us in Toronto, it's only English, but hey, the mayoral debate. And if you don't see them on that screen, on that panel, well, they're not getting elected because no one will be voting for them. Just their friends and family. They'll get their 16 votes, and
Yeah.
that's it. And that's sad, but that's the way it is.
It would be great if Olivia ran.
Chow?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see her run.
I worry because she's very strong NDP, right? Very.
Guess what I am?
No, I'm not knocking. I'm just saying that worries me.
No,
Now, if you said Jack Layton, that's
but
different.
that's his wife.
Yeah, but
And they have the same values.
I love Jack. I love Jack. I
I
don't
do
like
too.
her.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a lot I don't like about her. I love Jack, and actually, don't they have a son now who's
I don't think it's old enough.
really?
Maybe I don't know. Everybody
She always rubbed me
putting
the
that
wrong way.
on the name.
Did I give the? Actually, I don't think I gave the Jack. Okay, technically I did. I bought. Geez, this is ridiculous now, but I paid $75 for a plate at one of his dinners. Just because my friends were going, I thought, hey, this is an interesting thing, and I wanted to hear what they had to say at the time. And it was clearly a fundraiser, but that's the closest thing to me leaning or supporting NDP, because I'm a PC guy. I'm PC blue, but yeah, that I had done, but beyond that, nothing.
I even voted for him as a councilman way back 45 years ago.
Well, I mean, the guy, he always
He put the little
he always put the city first,
Yeah. See what happens.
That's why, with any party colors on him, like, to me, he was always deserving of consideration.
Did Yak endorse him?
Who?
Yagmik Singh.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's another. I like him, and I don't. I think if he was an NDP, if he was in one of the other two parties, I think he has a serious chance. I don't like his brother. His brother's a scumbag. His
Who are
brother,
we talking about?
Yagmeet Singh,
Okay.
Turban, NDP. Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. My NDP.
His brother is a criminal and should never have been allowed to run in any political theater, and he did. And I'm glad he was in and out. But yeah, the big guy, I like him. I just think listening to him and then talk about the NDP platform, I don't know. I think if he was sitting, like, so much of what he will say, and then you see him at some of these dinners and press events and stuff, I don't hear NDP being in his soul.
Well, he could do what Bob Ray did. Bob Ray switched players.
Bob Ray switched. I know.
I didn't like him. Even
Well,
if he was NDP. It's very rude and arrogant.
I will always feel bad for Bob Ray because I think he earnestly and honestly tried to make everyone happy, tried to fulfill all the promises he made. And then when he got in and he saw those books and realized I can't do virtually anything I promised, and he basically had to go hat in hand. And all the unions and everyone else who support him said, screw you.
Yeah.
Because you're not helping us any. And that was the end of Bob Ray.
We down here we compare Yagmik Singh to Chink Uyghur and AOC.
Oh my God, AOC. Why? How much are you actually getting out of our Canadian politicians? Usually it's the other way around. We get all of your American politicians in.
Yeah.
How much Canadian politician type news are you getting in the States? I mean, our guys are pretty boring compared to your guys.
Yeah, well, Rob made it international. My girlfriend in Australia asked me about him.
Well, that's why I say go crackhead Rob. I mean,
Yeah.
he was something.
Crackhead Hunter.
Well, I mean, and even when things were coming down towards the end, and he just he refused. He was sitting in his chair no matter what. He was not leaving. He stayed. He well overstayed his welcome, no matter how bad he was.
Oh, yeah. Going on Jimmy Kimmel.
Say that again?
Was it Jimmy Kimmel or the other Jimmy he went on?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah. I felt so bad for Rob's wife. It's like, oh, man. She just must have been beside herself every time he got in the news, or he would do some stupid stunt. When they posted the picture of someone when they caught him with a crack pipe, and he was hanging out with those two young men, who have questionable morals and ethics. And that picture made the news. And I guess the international news, since I hit Australia and everything, it's like, wow, the wife just must have been mortified. Because they already had people always camping out in front of their house, pissed off or whatever, protesting. And now you're just giving them so much more fuel to the fire, something to actually go rah about.
Yeah, well,
entertaining. I mean, it was never boring. I got to sit through a couple of sessions down there at City Hall and just watch. I mean, like I said, I love him and his family, but to watch him act out or watch him respond sometimes, just the most juvenile responses. It's like, I couldn't believe what he would do and say sometimes. It's like, wow, you're professional. You're running our city. Okay.
man, but I think that was a scary time for him running out of city.
Yeah.
Let's hope we get somebody as good as John Tory. I really mean that, because he cared.
I'd love to see it. I just don't know who. I can't wait to see these people start coming out of the woodwork. And the only ones I've seen who are mouthing off are the ones who aren't running. Oh, we need to do this and we need to do that. Okay, so you're going to do it? No. Oh, I just got married. I'm going to do this and that. It's like, well, you guys talk such big shit for weeks or months or years. Now you got an opportunity to get in his chair. Oh, no, you don't want to do it. It's too much responsibility. That's right. Shut up. It is too much responsibility. There's a reason not everyone runs for mayor or for a bigger spot.
Okay, I'm going to say there's going to be 50 on the ballot. What do you think?
Say that again?
I'm going to say there's going to be 50 names this time.
You're going to say there's 50?
Yeah.
I'll go lower. I'll say 40. We'll do prices right. So I'll say 40.
Okay.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
But you said there was 63 last time?
63.
Wow, eh? I still say 40 because you know what? I think some people realize this is just not, because anyone who gets in, they got to deal with the continuous police issues, police budget again. No matter what, it's going to come up again. There's just so many nasty things that they're going to have to deal with. Why would you want that job right now? You really got to love this city or really want to be mayor to take that spot right now. Because it's just, ugh.
Like I said, there better not be a Ford in that ballot.
This is it. I'm saying 40, you're saying 50, but I only need one. Ford, done. Like I said, just because I think it'd be hilarious. My mom, she used to vote. I remember when I was a kid. Before I got really engaged with the PC party, she always voted based on who looked really good, right? Who looked good in the parent. You know, if she thought he was super handsome, that was the one. She didn't care about the politics. My dad was all about the politics, so he would force us to stay up, not just during the election nights, but during the party conventions, especially those 2-day conventions. Were fascinating. Oh, watching the first, second, and third ballots and all this stuff, and then watching guys cross the aisle and form new teams, and I'll support you as we move forward. And that was actually more interesting than the elections ever were. And you don't see that much anymore.
No.
Not the way it used to be. Well, see, they used to spend a lot of money on those conventions too, and I think they wised up and realized we can't really afford to, because it was really a big party, you know.
Yeah.
But they were I just thought it was awesome. My dad instilled that in me, like the politics, and you don't have to know everything, you know. Believe what you believe, but you know, if you really believe in something, then support it and help out the party you believe in, and do those things. And you know, I've helped people get to the elections, even though they weren't going to end up voting for my party, and some of them would say it to me in the car. It's like, okay, my job was just to get you there, and you know what? If you're not voting for my party, that's okay, because that's the system.
Well, that's what I always say, even to my kids who don't go vote. I said, then you can't bitch about the government if you haven't done your civic duty of voting.
Yeah, I believe that strongly. You know, don't talk crap if you're not getting involved.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we can all get involved. It's a pretty easy system. And as you know, you go register with a party, and they'll be happy to put you to work, even if it's like, you know, when I was in high school, handing out buttons, or a little older, and I was driving people to the elections.
Yeah, my aunt had her memorial at Queen's Park.
Really?
Yeah, you have to be someone special to have it there.
Wow.
But she and my uncle have formed the I always get the initials, the party before the NDP. They would did the, you know, the grassroots of it all.
Okay. Well, before the NDP was a communist party before.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
well, yeah. The original roots, and that's not a knock or anything. That's because that's what the platform is. It's
with the age too, the age of communism. Yeah, so it was my uncle, my aunt, Tommy Douglas, all them guys back then.
oh, wow.
So I mean, I've met Tommy Douglas, Stephen Broadbent, Stephen Lewis, Bob Bray, David. I can't think of his last name.
You know,
Bob.
the last election, I only had one guy come to my door, and he was running for city councilor for my area, I think. And he said, "Is there anything you want or need, or are you looking, you know, that you want to see done?" I go, "Yeah, I want that bank that's 1 block away to stop having their 15 employees park on my street in front of my building, because no one can park in front of my building from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night. And then when that bank closes, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what time of year, then there's lots of parking. See, because they won't let their employees park in their parking lot. They got 6 parking spots, but none of them can park in that parking lot, including the manager. The manager doesn't park in their lot either. He parks in front of my building. And yeah, that's just crazy. And they skirt around the law too, because we have, even during the day, we have limited parking, and the police are always coming to mark the lines. Well, they just move their cars. They know the game. And but there's my building in the summer, all it is chalk lines. It looks like a murder scene, because it's just they get out of the car and they mark chalk line, and they'll write like 2 or 3 digits of the license plate, right? And that's what they do. And they all figured it out. They move their cars. They'll even do this. The one guy will move both cars. watch it. It's like, you sons of bitches. God damn.
Yeah.
And it's all, it's legit. They get away with it. Nothing we can do about it. And to make it worse, like there's been years where, not that we need it. I have a parking spot anyway, but I like to park in front sometimes, even if it's just for an hour. But because like your place, you've got that drive-in in front. I don't have that. My building is 20 feet from the front sidewalk, but we have the parking in the back. But there are times I absolutely like to, hey, especially if I'm feeling a little urgency, I'm getting a little older. Sometimes we got to hit the facilities. I want to pull in the front of the building, go right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't do it. It's like, you buggers. And it really bothers me. But that's never going to change. Well, yeah, so some years you can't get a parking permit in my neighborhood. So if you move in to a house on the street, and one of the ones that doesn't have a garage or a driveway, and you want city permit parking, you can't get it some years. They say, no, it's maxed out. It's like, are you kidding? That is, can you imagine that? You move into an area, you buy a car because you're doing well, and you realize you get a permit. Then the mad struggle, because I know some people in my area who charge outrageous amounts of money to park in their driveway.
Yeah. Everybody's getting greedy.
Yeah.
I hear I got snow the rest of the week.
Yeah, tomorrow especially, apparently it's going to be funky. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really need this, but.
Well, it's okay. My friends who I'm house sitting for are in Australia, right?
Okay.
And they got heat warnings.
What?
So I said, well, I can send you some snow if you want.
Australia is hot enough most of the year, and it's like,
Well, it was supposed to be over 40.
oh, no, that's not good.
No. They're home April 19th.
Oh, yeah?
Done here April 19th.
I don't know where I'm supposed to put this. These instructions are cockeyed. It's like, what the hell?
Papola, right?
Not that clear to me. I think I figured it out, but still.
Okay, I've got a phone call. I'll be back. My grandbaby,
Okay. Take it easy.
Okay, bye. Hello.
Shazam.
Yep.
Okay, that looks wrong. Let's see. Is that okay? Still scratching my head about some of this build, but I'm guessing it's going to work out.
How far have you gotten tonight?
I'm almost at the end of bag 3, which is honestly my only goal. After the day I had, I'm surprised I've been awake so long, but you guys have kept me going. Been a while since Eileen's been on.
Yeah, it was good to hear.
Yeah. She's been hanging around my streams for a long time. Probably almost as long as Ryan. Ryan used to hang around when I would do the crazy ones where I'd start at 10 o'clock at night. And not that he would stay up with me the whole time or nothing, but that's when he started hanging with me. And, I'd be watching the sun come up the next day, like, oh shit, I've been building way too long. and then when I finish it, like, the Chinese tanks I was building and stuff. And when I'm done or almost done, sometimes I didn't finish. And it's like, okay, I gotta go to bed. And it's like, oh, Sun's come up. Now I'm in trouble. Now what do I do? So I go on the couch and turn off the lights. It's like, because it's just better to say I fell asleep on the couch than crawl into bed and have my wife say, "You weren't building all night, were you?" You know.
I'd say I think we've all done that at some point.
Yeah. Well, dude, I probably sleep on the couch a solid 2 nights a week, like all the time. Like it's just what it is. Because she sleeps, so she's got a CPAP machine, right? And
Yeah.
she's got her Darth Vader mask on, so she doesn't sleep great normally. And if I am up doing a lot of late shenanigans, I don't want to wake her because she does have problems. And thank God that I had pushed her to get checked out because she was having huge snoring problems. That was a big issue for us. That was one reason I was on couch for sometimes. Like I got sleep and your snoring is like brutal. And it's not that I don't snore, but hers is like, earthquake level kind of stuff. And I go, there's something wrong. And definitely some of it was weight related too, right? And she gets tested and does the overnight tests and then monitor tests and stuff. And they come back and they go, well, you're not breathing, I don't know how many times a night. It was like a couple hundred times, and something ridiculous. A couple hundred times a night, you stop breathing for an excessive amount of time. It's like, okay, we're going to hook you up on the machine. And that changed her life. Like that definitely made things better. Bags under her eyes. She sleeps better. Her health is definitely a little better. She heals faster. She's clearly getting oxygen that she wasn't getting before. But I'm glad I pushed her into it. But now we got another problem with that machine. If it slips, I can't sleep beside her because now I hear, and it's like that's just as bad as the snoring almost. But yeah, what can you do? But yeah, probably a good solid 2 nights a week on average. If I do late night builds like Wednesday night because that's my Friday, there's a really good chance I'm on the couch Thursday morning when she wakes up. And whatever. I mean, she's cool with it. She doesn't have much of a choice. I had screwed up a bunch of steps. I had to go back about 20 pages, and now I got to figure out where am I going now. Okay.
You say 20 pages? Good Lord.
Yeah, I went back 20 pages for. I'm going like, where are these parts, and how did this happen? This is a problem when you're talking and building. It's like I didn't realize I skipped over. It wasn't a huge step, but it's clearly missing. And it's like, oh, I better fix that. There we go. Yeah, it's about maybe 15. Let's say 15 pages, but it's enough. It was enough.
Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, when most like you can't screw up too much. It's like it becomes obviously like, oh, something is missing there. Or you get to that point where, oh, I shouldn't have these kinds of parts at the end. This is not the odds and ends and the ones. This is real stuff left over. It's like, okay, clearly I messed up then.
I got you.
Why would they do that?
Oh.
I scratch my head sometimes at some of these instructions or why they would use certain parts the way they do. It's like, okay, I don't get it. Maybe I'll get it later, but right now it doesn't make sense to me. I'm looking at it like, why wouldn't you do this with other parts? Okay, that's clearly the wrong way.
Well, I realize a lot of times they'll use, say you need a 1x4 plate. They'll use two 2x4 plates if that 1x2 plate's already somewhere else in the build. They'll just throw 2 more in to make a 1x4 plate.
Oh, sure.
Because it's cheaper than trying to find that one piece, to go in there.
Yeah. So. Well, even the times and efficiencies for them when they use like their automated systems to pull the totes, grab whatever hundreds of thousands of parts they need. Well, if they can pull one less SKU, why not?
Yeah.
If they know they're, like you said, well, they're already doing 10 of this one piece, but they only needed maybe one or two of another. But if you can if you can get to the same place by using one or two more of the one you're already pulling a lot of, hey, that's less parts, because the machine, all the automated robots and that, they're not going to pull a whole extra tote out. So that's a time savings right there. Efficiencies in scale. Oh, let's see. They got some words here. The unveiling of the Chevrolet Camaro to the press in 1966 was the world's first large-scale teleconference, with over 200 journalists joining from 14 U.S. cities. Oh, that's neat.
It don't mean much because you're Canadian.
Well, I'm pretty sure we were watching it too. Because I don't know anyone who's had Canadian cable and didn't watch U.S. news. Like at 6 o'clock when I was a kid. So let's say late 70s, early 80s. 6 o'clock, you'd watch the Canadian news, whatever your local was. You'd watch the first half hour, because after that is just game rerun. Because to show you nothing's really changed in the news, right? Because that's the way it is now. But, around 6:30, I would switch over to Buffalo's news, because I'm in Toronto. I figured, hey, let's see what Buffalo. So either Channel 29, WUTV, or I can't remember what Channel 4 was in Buffalo. But we'd watch, Channel 4 News. And I like Channel 4 News because they had the 4-degree guarantee or something. I'm not sure how that scam worked with you guys down there, but I guess there was some way of getting, the local fans involved with the TV station and news. And there was some sort of weird weather thing where they said 4-degree guarantee. And I thought 4 degrees is a lot, though. I mean, maybe it's not as much in Fahrenheit as it is in Celsius, but to me, that's a lot. If you're wrong by 4 degrees, to me, that's a lot.
Yeah, you would realize that in Celsius, not in Fahrenheit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, between like 62 and 66, it's not a big deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. But I listened to this guy for years. The 4-degree guarantee. Tune in for the weather. Blah blah blah. So yeah, whatever. But yeah, you guys don't really realize just how Americanized we are up here. Like, so many Canadians are so stupid, and I get a lot of crap for this. We're so stupid because you'll hear them say stuff either on TV or in the news or in conversation. And they're quoting stuff, and they don't realize they're quoting American law that we don't have.
Right.
Like, there's absolutely Canadians who think we have the same rights to bear arms as you guys. They're not smart enough to realize, what we've been watching and enjoying in the news and in sitcoms or in dramas or whatever. That's not our shit. That's American stuff, okay? Because most of the American stuff Canadian stuff is kind of boring. We have Canadian dramas and stuff on TV. Most of it's boring as all hell. I've tried to watch a lot of it over the years. Most of it I can't be bothered with. It sucks to say it, but it's just not as good generally.
If they have feelings about,
the Canadian actors go to the States for a reason. And it's not just because it's a bigger market. It's just better opportunities. It's just everything, generally better. Generally. And then they forget they're Canadian and they get the U.S. citizenship eventually. and then they only keep a cottage up here to get away.
There you go. That's all you need, right?
They'll miss out all the free, all you can drink maple syrup.
Yeah, I wish it was like that. It really isn't. You ever tried to get sap out of a tree? It doesn't run nearly as freely as you would think. All right, so there's our last piece. I don't know if it's looking much like a car yet, but it's looking like something. I don't know. That's the end of bag 3, and after almost 2 hours of yapping and building, I'm good. I'm done. Guys, thank you for hanging with me. Nate, Greg, Eileen, who's taking a call from her family. Appreciate it. Might
Hey,
be
you're welcome.
building. Let's try this again without slurring my speech. It sounds like I drink a lot, and I don't. I'll probably be back at it tomorrow. My goal is to do at least a bag a day until this is done. And I don't see any reason I can't do at least a bag a day because I have no obligations going forward. Shopping for the car yesterday was the big deal, so now I don't have to do anything. Yay! I've been avoiding that for a month, going to the dealership. And I don't know if you saw what I had put into the chat, I think, about going into the dealership. And Toyota, right? Biggest car manufacturer in the world right now, right? And you go into my Toronto dealership near me, biggest Toyota dealership pretty much in Canada. And they had two cars, dude, in the models, right? They got lots for test driving, but display, two. And none of which I wanted. One was a Supra downstairs, and there was a CHX, whatever. It looks like a revised Matrix upstairs. And I walk in, I go upstairs, I come back down, I see the manager who sold me my last one from 2018, Irish guy, Lemmy. And I go, you would sell a lot more of these cars if you had any in the showroom. He goes, yeah, no shit, eh? He goes, actually, we sell them pretty good, but it still sucks because it's hard to sell a car to someone who doesn't have a car at all. I've had lots of Toyotas now since 2001, so I'm an easy sell. I'm not hard, but I feel bad for anyone who might be getting their first car or their first new car and want to go into the dealership. You can't even look at one. Like, what the hell? Which is funny because we had the auto show, which ends actually today. Been here for over a week. Toronto Auto Show, like second or third biggest compared to yours down there. And I tell you, I wish I'd gone to the auto show so I could have seen more. Not that it really mattered. I knew what I wanted. But yeah, we ended up buying and committing to a car that we won't see for 6 to 9 months. This is how you buy condos. This is not how you buy cars. What the hell's happened? But I thought this was only
like a vacation home.
Yeah, buying a timeshare here or something. It's just it's surreal, really. But he goes, yeah, manufacturing, COVID, you name it, everything. Especially Ukraine and Russia, that's helped nobody. Manufacturers, not just the auto industry, but everyone's scrambling because Ukraine, number one manufacturer of wires, both shielded and unshielded wires. Russia, one of the number one mining countries for cobalt and other minerals we need for processors and other things. So all kinds of industries are really being screwed up by what's going on around the world. And the car industry is tops amongst them. But yeah, can you imagine that? 6 to 9 months, and he said probably closer to 9. Well, at least they're not over promising. Well, they don't want irate people calling in either. But yeah, so eventually I will be the owner of a new car. Right now I'm an owner of a piece of paper. It's more like an IOU. I owe you one car.
Promise.
Oh, well. We took the RAV4 for 2 test drives. I drove it the first time, and then my wife got in the front seat, and then I got in the back seat. I do this every time because I want to know what it's like in the back.
Right.
Because I'm a big guy, and I want to know what it's going to be like when people sit, behind me. And so she left the seat the way I had set it, and then I was sitting in the back like, oh wow, there's actually. You know how they always tell you there's more room and you don't really believe it, especially if you've bought, like this is number 3 coming. I had the 2015 RAV4. I got the 2018. So now we're getting the new one. And, it's still, it's never been big changes to this vehicle. It's not like when I had the Corolla. When I did 2001 Corolla and then I went to the 2005, that was significant. Not necessarily what was under the hood, but the styling and the look of it, because around 2002, 2003, Toyota grabbed 3 big Volkswagen engineers who were involved in the Jetta the Jetta from around that era, that design. And then what did the 2005 look like? It looked like a Jetta. I swear to God, they practically ripped it off. And I tell you, it was great. It was a good experience. The car drove nice. Everything was good about it. I couldn't tell you much about under the hood. I don't know much about engines, but it sure looked like a Jetta. You know, if you would have switched the badges, they would have fooled me anyway.
Right.
But I don't really necessarily feel that the RAV4 has had huge changes, just small ones. But again, they haven't needed to because the stuff sells, right? They're just rock solid. They were trying to sell me on all the extras. I go, why? And I would rattle off every car I bought from these guys. I go, I've never, ever had an issue with your stuff. Your stuff is solid. It turns on no matter how cold it is outside. There's never been an issue that wasn't caused by us. You know, us getting hit or whatever. So it's like, why would I pay extra? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, I would just keep rambling all night. I am going to get out of here. Thanks for hanging with me, Nate. Greg, you have a good night.
Welcome.
And yeah, we'll talk more about Sunday. And so you know for sure you're working Sunday, or you don't know yet?
If I get cleared to go back to work, then I'm on night shifts next weekend.
Oh boy.
So,
well, we'll see. Nothing's written in stone. I haven't done anything yet.
yeah, I have no clue.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Later. Good night.